have a vivid memory of the house growing up. Old and run down, hadn't been lived in for some time. Gothic-styled windows on the third floor catching my attention. One day, when I was feeling rather courageous, I went to the facade of the house and through the window saw a massive grandfather clock, stuck at the time 2:30. Coming home from school, I saw an old lady sitting in that Gothic window. She was in a rocking chair, looking directly at me with a sickening smile. I looked away for a moment, and then she was gone. I ran home terrified, like the child I was. I got home to hear my parents talking about a man that had disappeared today, around 2:30 in our town. I blew this off and went up to my room. Now, here I was, some 14 odd years later, age 22, walking home with my friend late at night around 10 from some bar I had forgotten the name of. When we passed that god-forsaken house, someone said rather drunkenly, "Isn't that the house on the hill haunted?" "I don't know," I replied, and then said rather stupidly, "Wanna find out?" As we approached the driveway, I looked through the gothic windows and saw the old lady. Do you see that?" I asked with a sense of horror. "What, that window? Cool, right?" someone else claimed. She was gone just like that. We opened the door to the house and creaked. The sound of the door echoed throughout the night. Took our first steps inside. To my surprise, that grandfather clock had not aged. I remembered that the time on it read 2:30, but as I looked, it now read 12:30. We made out our way to the third floor, with a terrible, pungent smell invading my nose. 50 years ago, someone started. A couple moved in, wanting to start a family. The mother had gotten pregnant and given birth, but upon returning to their home, the baby died in the early afternoon. Then 14 years later, the husband, riddled with grief, hung himself at midnight. He continued, "At this, I started to become slightly alarmed. The clock years ago was stuck on 2:30, and now was stuck at 12:30. That rank smell became all more potent. Bodies started showing up, mutilated, intestines ripped out, and spewed across the floor, the arms and legs ripped off, pointing like hands of a clock at 2:30 and 12:30. The smell worsened, worse than ever. I followed it downstairs to the second floor, finding a horrible sight. A body, just like in the story, its arm pointing to 12:30. My face turned white as the blood rushed into my legs and arms. The only action my body managed was checking the wristwatch on my arm. 12:29. I heard the slow, subtle click of a lock, and then the fast steps coming up the stairs.